Welcome to my channel Pimby Beauty. If you are new to my channel, my name is Juliana. In today's video, I'm going to be trying out Adept Cosmetics for the first time. I have never tried Adept Cosmetics. I've wanted to try them for a long time. So I got two palettes from them. I got the Austin as well as the Plain Jane Remastered palette. Now, I wanted to get the Plain Jane palette when it was first launched, but it was on a 6-month waiting list, and yeah, I am not about that life, so I kind of give up on that. So although this has been remastered now, I was able to get this palette straight away, it being in stock without me having to wait or go on a pre-order. Yeah, I cannot do pre-order at all. So I did get the remastered palette, and this is what it looks like on the inside. I am so excited. It's all shimmers. And then the other Austin palette, this is the one that actually pushed me to eventually buy a palette from them, because I kind of gave up on them when I saw that the Plain Jane was on a 6 months waiting list. I kind of thought, I can't be doing that, so I really forgot about the brand, if I'm being honest. What kind of brought them again to my attention was when they had the Superman palette. Yeah, the House of L. That palette is delicious, so delicious. I missed out on it, and the reason why I didn't buy it was just because I have a lot of those shades as singles. In fact, I did dupe the palette and I created a look for it. Is on my Instagram. Yeah, I really love that palette, but I have all those shades and I could not justify buying it. So this is the one that finally pushed me to buy from them, the Austin palette. This is gorgeous, even better in real life, honestly. Cameras and everything doesn't do it justice. It's absolutely beautiful. You need to be looking at this, you know, in reality. I even tried to take a picture of it earlier today and they just were not coming out right. It is so beautiful. The choice of colors, the choice of shades. I mean, if you look at it in quads, it is gorgeous. I mean, I never thought I'll be saying this about a palette that has matte as well, because it's not an all shimmer palette. It's also got matte in there, but these, honestly, I can't even deny it. Sometimes I'm skeptical, you know, when an influencer or somebody, you know, creates a palette or, you know, collaborations and stuff. This, it is really beautiful. Yeah, I can see what all the fuss is all about. From the color story, you know, to the placement, it is absolutely beautiful. And what makes this palette actually even better is the fact that they are switchable and you can actually remove them. You know, they are magnetic pans, so you don't have to like depot or whatever. You can just kind of flip them out, and on top of that, the names of the shades are already at the bottom of those pans, so you don't have to like be writing the names yourself. So for me it's a win-win. But today, this is not the palette I'm going to be using. Unfortunately, this is not the palette I'm going to be using right now. I want to try the Plain Jane Remastered palette. Yeah, I've been so curious about this one, so I really want to get my curiosity, you know, out of the way, and so that I can enjoy, you know, either Austin palette. But yeah, this is the one I'm going to be playing with today. So this is an all shimmer palette, which means I have to find another palette for my mattes. So for my matte, I'm going to go with the Love Epidemic palette from Plain Makeup by Yolondo. I mean, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know I love this palette. Absolutely beautiful. And it's one of my Project Palm palettes. So it's in my 3rd rotation. Yeah, this is the palette I'm going to be using today. It is gorgeous. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. And I also think together they will be a perfect match. Yeah, so these are the two palettes I'm going to be using today. So taking my matte from this one and taking my shimmers from this one. Now, if you've heard me talk about this palette, I'm usually moaning about the fact that it's only got 3 shimmers. So yeah, I'm glad I'll be able to use the matte in combination with an all shimmer palette today. Yeah, so these are the two palettes I'll be using in today's look. Now let's get to the look. Okay, I've decided to do 2 different looks on my eye. So one is going to be like mainly pink and one maybe red. I've not used the red in this palette, so I really want to use the red in this palette. And there's a red in this in the Plain Jane Remastered, this one. So I don't know how that's going to come into play, but that's how I see this look going. I've still got quite a few palettes I need to try that I can't guarantee that this will come back on my channel. So because of that, I'm going to be doing 2 looks, and that's why I've been doing like 2 looks per palette. So besides, I'm excited. So if you don't mind, I'm going to do 2 different looks again today. Alright, I'm going to do the red on this eye, and then I'm going to do the pinkish purple on this eye. I might have to use a similar color at the end just to kind of make them look the same, or make my under eye the same. Yeah, something to pull it together anyway, but the plan is red, pinkish purple. Okay. Okay, the Love Epidemic palette has already been swatched on my channel. I've also done a look on that, so you can, I'll link it to this video actually, so you can see what they swatch like. I'll try my best to tell you the shade I'm using, but to speed things up, I'm not going to lift up the palette. Alright, going with Intimacy on my crease. I'm going to have to be careful because I know this palette is quite pigmented. And I'm pulling the Intimacy right in the front of my crease as well. I'm going to have to use a lighter shade towards my tear duct, but for now I'm just stopping right here. I mean, it is light enough, I could go that way, but I'm giving myself a chance in case I want something different towards my tear duct. Somebody left a comment in the review of the Love Epidemic palette that I did, and the person was saying that is the palette that good, that pigmented, or was I just saying what I said for the fun of it? And I'm like, I've got over 40 of Yolando's palettes, and I've only ever had problems with one shade. I mean, granted, I haven't used all of the shades in all of the palettes I have, but I've only ever had a problem with one shade, and that's when I did the all Pimby look. Yeah, I had a problem with the light purple that was in that palette, in the one of our mini palettes. Yeah, I mean, you can see that blend. I'm just like stamping down. I haven't even like moved my brush in a swiping motion. I'm just stamping, and you can see how that just lay down beautifully. Nice, gorgeous. Now I've not used the red in this palette, like I said, and we're going for red next, so I don't know what that's going to be like. Alright, going with this red shade called Idolization. Can you see that? That is beautiful. Now I am biased about red. Red is my favorite shade, but that is laying beautifully. But the test is to see how well it blends with that peach shade. Yeah, Intimacy, the shade I laid down first. But oh my gosh, wow. Wow. Yeah, I definitely want to put purple in here somewhere. I don't know where, but oh, we'd have to see. Oh, that is beautiful. The brush I'm using to lay down this red is from Adept Cosmetics. It's part of a 6, I think, is it 6 brushes? It's a set, but it is beautiful. Now, I'm not particular about how much a brush costs. I just want a brush that performs well, so I'm not into spending too much money on brushes, if I'm honest. I prefer a reasonably priced brush that performs well. But look how gorgeous this is, kind of like blending so beautifully into that Intimacy shade. Oh, gosh, that is beautiful. Okay, I'm just gonna lightly bring back a little bit of that Intimacy because I still want it to be showing at the edge. I don't want the red to be too far into my brow bone. Alright, going into this purple shade called Doting, I'm going to start to build up the shades on my lower lid. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. And I'm not actually using a precise brush. This brush is too big, but I really don't have time to change it into a smaller one. And right next to Doting, I'm going with this purple shade called Friends. So this is like a cool tone purple. And this is what it looks like. So, wow. That's already giving me nice gradients. And it's not the darkest purple in the palette actually. It's the second to the last darkest purple. Okay, now going to darkest purple. It's called Contagious, and I'm just putting that right towards my outer corner. I'm going to bring it a little bit, I'm laying it a little bit over Friends. I mean, can you see the difference in those 3 shades? That is gorgeous. Going into that red, I'm going to try and fade away this purple at the outer corner without ruining both shades, really. Alright, taking that brush that I used for the red, I'm pinching it and I'm just going to kind of blend it under the purple so I'm able to pull the red on the outer corner without disrupting the purple. Okay, for the inner part of my eye, I'm going for the shade called Wont. So it's like a baby pink. So, and I'm putting that next to my tear duct. Alright, this is the look for now. But looking at it, I feel like I need to deepen my outer corner to give it more depth. So I'm thinking of maybe pulling up that purple to darken the outer corner just a little bit. Yeah, but it does really be. I could leave it like this, but I don't know how I feel. I think I'm going to pull the purple up just a little bit. Okay, so just stamping Contagious towards my outer corner. I think that looks really better. So I'm going back to that red now to blend properly. So just stamping the red on the outer part of my lid. Okay, I think I'm okay with that for now. So I'm gonna move on to this side. So remember, this is pinkish purple. So remember, I said the lower lid is gonna be the same colors. So I'm starting from the lower lid on this side, since I already know what colors I use. So this is Doting. Then next to Doting, I used Friends. And then towards the outer corner, it was Contagious. Okay, my crease, I'm going with this shade called Endearment. It is very cool tone, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it, but that's what I'm gonna put for. That's what I'm gonna put on my crease for now. I might warm it up with a different color later on. Alright, this is what Endearment is looking like on the crease. Kind of like it. I wasn't expecting to like it, but I like it. Okay, for my next shade, I'm thinking between these two. So this one is Infatuation and this is Emotions. I think I'm gonna go with this one. So that is Infatuation. It's not, it's Adulation. Yeah, Adulation. They're quite confusing. So this is Infatuation and this is Adulation. So this is the one I'm thinking of going for. So is that this, between this or this? I can't decide, so I'm gonna try both of them on one side, on different side, and see how well they fit. So this one is Infatuation and this is Adulation on the side. Yeah, quite close. I'm very different to the shade on my crease, so this could be a nightmare. Okay, I'm going for Adulation. Yeah. And if I have to close the gap between my main lid shade and the one on my crease, I can always do that. But for now, Adulation on the rest of my lid. Okay, changing my brush to a packing brush, the same one I used to apply the red. Yeah, it lays down better with the packing brush, so, and it does it quicker as well. Okay, I don't know where my camera cut off, but for the front part of my lid, I'm going with the same shade I used here. So it's called Wont. Okay, and then to try and blend these two starkly different shades together, I'm going with Infatuation. So I'm kind of putting that on top of the lilac that was on my crease earlier. I'll say it's laying down beautifully over that lilac shade. This palette is really a gorgeous palette, and it's so reasonably priced as well. This video is not about Love Epidemic palette, but I've always said from my first video that I would love to use it again on this channel, and I'm so happy I was able to. So going back into that first shade I used on my crease, Yearning, the lilac, I'm just going to kind of bring it back at the edge. So I still want it to peek through. Towards my brow bone, I don't want it to be too dark, so I still want that lilac to kind of peek through. But yeah, it's blended together so beautifully. And then finally, just like I did on this side, I'm bringing Contagious towards the outer part of my lid, just so that they look the same on the outer corner at least. Alright, I think I'm satisfied for now with the matte, so I'm gonna apply the shimmers now. Okay, we're gonna start on this side now, so I'm first gonna go with this. I've not really officially swatched this palette, if I'm honest, but this looks like a red to me. I'm just gonna put that at the moment in the middle part of my lid, because I don't know how reddish it is. That is gorgeous. Against that purple, it is absolutely beautiful. Stands out. Yeah. But I think that's all the red I'm gonna apply on my lid, otherwise it'll be too matchy. Okay, on top of that green, I'm gonna go with something very contrasting, and this is AC19. I believe that's what the name is. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna put that right in between before I put another shade towards my tear duct. So this one is a bit more, I want to say, glittery than the first red I applied. The red was smooth like butter, but this one is got like crystals in it, like glitter pieces. Yeah, so I'm blending that into the red. Hopefully I don't over blend. I just feel like it needs a bit something contrasting before I get to the inner part of my lid. Okay, for the inner corner I'm thinking this one or this one. I don't know what the difference is. So this is the one, this is this one, and that's that one. So swatching that. Oh, that is green. Okay, I'm gonna try that one that looks like green first. I'm just gonna put it a little bit. So yeah, it's green. It's not giving me any difference at all, even though it's got a bit of pink in it. It's not giving me anything different from the green I first laid, so I'm gonna have to go to that pink. I really need something different. Okay, going to the pink is called AC15, and okay, that is so much better. I'm just stamping that down on top of the green. Now I'm using a brush from Adept Cosmetics. So it's like a dual-ended end. So this is like you know the brushes that used to be in one of those old palettes, and then the other end is silicone brush. Yeah. So just laying AC15 on the inner part of my lid, and I'm going to pull it up onto the top part of my crease. So I'm going to use my fingers to blend it into the other shades. Just warm it up, tap down. Alright, for my lower inner corner, I'm going with AC115. I believe that's what it's called. No, it's AC110. So it's an iridescent shade. It's a white that swatches pink. This one. And I have a little bit of that on my cheeks today as an highlighter. Yeah, but that's what I'm putting in my inner corner. So it's kind of like straight on pink, really, on top of the shade I have already. It's like pink. It doesn't look any different to the one I have on my upper lid. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to swap to this side now. Okay, so I don't so much have a dark purple in this palette to give a contrasting effect. So I'm going to have to go, I don't know, think outside the box really. So I'm going to see what this looks like. So on the screen it does look purple, but when you look at the palette itself, not so much. I can see a lot of green in it. Well, it's definitely duochrome, multichrome. I'm going to play it safe and just kind of tap it in the middle. Just, oh, okay. That looks purple enough to me. Okay, so I'm going to use that on the outer corner then. And that's very smooth like the red as well. I kind of like that kind of texture as opposed to the glittery ones. Nothing wrong with the glittery ones, it's just I always prefer smooth shades sometimes, especially if that's my expectation. And for this palette I thought they were all mostly smooth shimmers. Okay, next to that purple I'm gonna go with this one that looks like green on the screen but purple in the pan. So this is what that looks like. So it's looking green. We see what that looks like on the eyes. Oh, it is green. Yeah, nice, nice and beautiful. So I'm just laying that down over the first purple. That is gorgeous. Nice contrast. So gorgeous. Okay, leaving that for now. Alright, for the inner part of my lid I'm going to try this one. So this one is called AC17. Oh, see, it's not giving me any dimension, so I'm just going to kind of lay it. I won't take it too far into my inner corner and towards my tear duct. Just going to lay it over this first one and pull it on my crease. I want something different. Okay, I'm going to leave my inner corner for now on the upper bit, so I'm going to go for the lower lid, and I'm using the same one I put on the side as AC10. I'm going to put that on the lower part of my lid. Alright, for the inner part of this lid, I think I'm going to go with the same shade I used for the other side as well, which is AC15. So this is pinkish. I'm just going to use my fingers to blend in. And then going back into that green shade, I'm just going to re-intensify it as well. Anyway, I might have lost it to the pink. Okay, I think that's as far as the shimmers go for now. So I'm just going to tidy the outer corner with the purple mats. Then kind of like tone down this shimmers on my lower lid with the matte. I think I went a bit too far with the shimmers, so I'm bringing the light purple back here. I prefer it like that. Okay, that's it for the eye look. I'm going to apply my liner. I think this look definitely calls for a black liner because it's just too bright. I don't know what I'm going to put in my waterline yet, but do I want to do a black liner or do I want to do a purple liner? I don't know. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back and this is the finished look. So I'm going to quickly go over what I used to finish up my looks because I bet this video is already very long. So my lipstick is from Adept Cosmetics and it's called Sangria. So it's an absolutely beautiful purple shade. So this is the kind of purple that I love. And in my waterline, I've got Limelight from Plouise. So I did use a black liner for my eyes, but I still wanted my waterline to pop. So this is the eyes up close, and I decided to use the same color on my waterline just to kind of even up the look, because I mean purple did bring both sides together. It pulled both sides together, so I kind of wanted to stick with the same color in my waterline. But this is the finished look. Yeah, and if I open my eyes, that's what it's looking like. So I've got hooded eyes, but I still like when I open my eyes for all of my shadows to still be showing and peeking through. Yeah, so this is the finished look. Alright, before I zoom out, so these are the swatches of the palette. So I didn't want to do a live swatch because that would take again long time, and it's not a new palette. So you've seen the swatches over and over again, so this is what it's looking like. I don't know what I think. To be honest with you, I think I've had an expectation for so long that eventually having the palette, I really don't know what to think, but it performed well. Yeah, so in terms of performance, I'm not disappointed. I've got no cause to even complain about anything. I think it's the tones of the shimmers that kind of threw me off today. I think, and I made it worse by using, like, I want to say blendable matte. Perhaps if I had gone for like green matte, I don't know, maybe this would have popped more than I wanted it to pop. I mean, at the end of the day, it's mainly a pink palette. I mean, there's reflection, but it's mainly, you know, I saw green tones and pink tones in it, and which was why I wanted to do purple and pink look. Besides, I think one of my last looks is green, so I'm kind of like alternating between different shades of matte. But this to me, and as far as I knew the palette came out, is always, to me, I've always thought purples and pink when I think of this palette. So that's what I wanted to do today. But I don't know, I think I would have to try it with a different color of matte to kind of fully give my full opinion as to how I love the palette or not. And this is nothing to do with the performance of the palette, absolutely nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing to do with the performance. The shimmers did what they were supposed to do, and I love that it wasn't textured. Even though I used a textured primer today, I used my BH Cosmetic primer, these shimmers still were not textured over it. So I love that about it. I think I just need to get my bearing in terms of colors that I pair with it, because it's an all shimmer palette. So I think it's more to do with the fact that I love to do multiple shimmer look kind of thing. Because if I was only using like one shimmer or two shimmers, this would be so easy. So easy. I mean, looking at the palette this way, you know, I would have like been doing red on this side, purples on this side, maybe pink or even purple on this side, you know, greens, purples, they kind of suit the palette. Browns for this one I would do, but I love to kind of like use more than one shimmer at once. Yeah, definitely expect another look with this palette on my Instagram. I need to find my bearing and find the right and perfect matte colors for this palette. As usual, everything I used will be in the description section, so please check out the description section for more on the makeup I have on, especially with Slay Ready Cosmetics. I do have a code with them. It will be in the description section. Alright guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me and you've enjoyed these 2 looks I created. If you have enjoyed this video, please like it, share it and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you on this platform. And until next time, I'll see you.